So we're going to reset the timing on this mystery meat of a motor. Got it all dressed and back in. There might be a couple of odds and ends here to double check and tighten up, but we've already spun the oil pump up and got pressure, about 50 pounds of pressure, 40 to 50 pounds of pressure, and if you look closely you can see here there's oil pooling in the tops of the rocker arms, so that's all good. Ran it for, I don't know, however long the Clash's Rock the Casbah takes. It was on the radio while I was spinning that thing with the drill last night. So kept it on for about the full length of the song. I don't think that's in the book, but it's a good number, about 3 to 4 minutes. And with the ignition switch turned on, you could see that while I was spinning it, I was seeing about 40 to 50 pounds of pressure, and as soon as I let it go, it would slowly but pretty quickly drop back down to 0. Right now, we're taking a look at, there's our timing mark. And our timing mark, you see we're at 10 degrees before top dead center. Half a degree shy of that, but it depends really on the angle that you view this thing from. From overhead, it reads more like spot on 10. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so here's the thing. The crankshaft rotates twice for the camshaft's single revolution. So you put dead center on power stroke, you know, compression and ignition, right? Coming up on compression, going down on ignition. Or you could be coming up on exhaust and coming down on intake. So you could be on the exhaust intake top dead center, or you could be on the compression power stroke top dead center. So the way to check that is really just remove this valve cover, 3 bolts. I just pulled it back out of the way. Three long bolts. Here they are. There's one of them. It's a 1/2 inch. Get in there with your stubby socket or wherever you got. Use some swear words. It's not too bad. And just fish it out. You don't really have to get it completely off. We're not trying to crank the motor with this thing wedged in here. We're just using it to get an eyeball on or two on these 2 rocker arms. And right now I've rotated the engine around 720 degrees, 2 full revolutions, and I can feel, if I go side to side, I can feel both these rocker arms have a little bit of looseness in them. They're not under load. This rocker next to it on the number 3 cylinder, this rocker arm is, you can see it's compressed, and you can also see that, or you can hear that when I try to move it side to side, I get no free play, no click, 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 you know, no looseness. So that tells me that these 2 are on, and coming up, by the way, I noticed that they both stayed loose. And if I go down again, they will both remain loose because we're on the compression and power stroke. Coming up on compression, going down after ignition on power. I stopped the crank at 10 degrees before top dead center because that is my spec. If you look here, you'll see on the Thunderbolt V 4.3 Mercruiser, where my carefully manicured thumb is, you'll see it's ignition timing 10 degrees before top dead center. So now we're going to go put our wires on, and the firing order is 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This cylinder here is 1. Then across is 2. So on the right hand side, looking back from the front of the boat, looking back, the right hand side is 1, 3, 5. The left hand side is 2, 4, 6. And you'll notice that if I look on top here, this cap and rotor, this cap has got numbers on it. It's got 1 through 6 clockwise and 1 through 6 counterclockwise. So if you have 2 engines and one of them has a counter rotating shaft to offset your yaw or thrust or whatever the heck it is, you know, if you have a counter rotating engine, the rotor will spin when viewed from the top down counterclockwise. But in this engine, it's a single engine. It spins clockwise. So you're looking for the numbers that go like 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Because like I said, let me should give you a look here. If you see here, this one says 1 and 1. And on the outer numbers, if you go, sorry, let's go with the, the outer numbers, and we go clockwise, which is the way the engine rotates. 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. If this was a counter-rotating engine, it would be the top set of numbers. 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So don't let that throw you off. The engine spins clockwise. You know that because when you when you drop the shaft down here to prime the with this distributor out of the way, we primed it and spun it clockwise, and that's how we built pressure. Okay, who am I kidding? It was a coin toss and it worked.